you're looking to create wealth in 2025, I'm gonna show you the best possible method. My name is Steven. I'm one of the most successful Airbnb hosts in the entire world, and I have over 17 Airbnb properties that have generated over $6 million on the Airbnb platform. Over the last 5 years, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars testing on the Airbnb platform to answer one question. What is the fastest way to generate $10,000 a month or more in profit without having to buy any real estate, and how to do it without any experience? After a 60-month journey and working with hundreds of students across the world, I have found it. And now my students are crushing it. I've created a handful of millionaires, hundreds of six-figure income earners, all with them working about 5 hours a week or less. It's called the middleman method. The best way for me to explain this to you is to just show you this and compare it to traditional real estate investing. Now, when most people think about real estate investing, they think about buying some home, putting a tenant in it, and collecting monthly rent checks. I'm not saying that this doesn't work. It just takes forever and then some. But again, there are plenty of success stories out there of people doing this. The thing is that all these success stories took years, if not decades, to achieve.
Boring.
And a lot of real estate investment deals don't actually provide any cash flow at all. They break even, and that's if you know what you're doing. What? I look at traditional real estate investing very much like a 9-to-5. You slave away for 40 years, and after that, you have enough money to retire on. Yes, it can work, but 40 years is a very, very long wait, and you'll get all the benefits along the ride, and it builds up all the hope, and you finally get a payday at the very end.
Congratulations.
Now, the other problem with traditional real estate investing is that it takes a lot of capital up front just to get started. And in this current market with interest rates so high, what happens if your tenant doesn't pay the rent 1 month? You're screwed.
You played yourself.
Once again, I'm not saying traditional real estate investing doesn't work. It's just not the best place to get started, in my opinion. You can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a down payment just to cash flow maybe $500 a month, and then you can go at it again. Save another couple $100,000 or $100,000 to buy another property to repeat the process. A better way to do this is to start with something that produces cash flow day one, that is very easy to get into, requires less than $20,000, and allows you to use things like 0% interest business funding and to get you into many, many properties. What this means is you can also enjoy the life along the way. You can quit your job and live your life on your own terms. You can spend more time with your family, retire your spouse or your partner, and retire your parents. Whatever it is that is important to you, you can genuinely do that much, much sooner, like 39 years sooner than the traditional method. So the question is there a better way?
Yes, 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 yes.
Using the middleman method, I went from $0 to $405,000 in the first 12 months of doing this. I'm not special, guys. I started working at this while I was in the military. I was working 90 plus hours a week, making $2,000 a month, and I was sleeping in the backseat of my truck in a parking lot. Once I figured out how to use other people's properties to make money, my life changed, and it changed super fast. The middleman method allowed us to find profitable properties that are already operating on Airbnb, and then find a similar property that's available for rent. And we rent it, we furnish it, and we list it on Airbnb and start making money in less than 30 days. In the next minute, I'll show you how the middleman method works, but first let me share with you what results you can expect. By using my middleman method, you should be making $3,000 to $5,000 per month per property that you start on Airbnb. And that means for most people out there, if you start just with 2 properties, you're well on your way of replacing your 9-to-5. You don't need some huge lump sum to get started. You can start a property with just as little as $15,000, and you can instantly start making profit within the first 30 days. It really doesn't matter what you're earning now. You can get started, and best of all, you don't need to prove your income to apply for some giant loan with the banks just to get started in this business. And as long as your credit is not terrible, you're going to be able to get into a property fairly quickly. And if your credit isn't amazing, there are still ways to get you in and started. With just 4 properties, you'll be making over $100,000 a year in profit, and what can easily happen within 6 to 12 months. That's if you work, of course. Just like my students here, Javi had no experience and made almost $15,000 in his first 30 days of launching his property. Sam quit his job immediately. Jake and Elizabeth started with their first property and started making a ton of money. Todd grew his business to over $300,000 in the first year, and so many more. Now I'm gonna walk you through the exact process of how the middleman method works and how you can make it work for you. First, you're gonna go to the website called airdna.co. On Airdna, I want you to type in the exact city you wanna research. It's gonna bring you to the market overview and the performance page. Right next to that, you're gonna see an option to click active short-term rental listings. Click that, and once you've clicked it, you're gonna go over to the right-hand side and click the drop-down menu where it currently says review count. Now you're gonna choose the revenue. What you've done is you've sorted the current market from the most profitable Airbnb to the least profitable. So just like that, you're able to see everybody's earnings, and you get to see 3 categories of their earnings. 1, you get to see their revenue. The revenue estimate is generated by the occupancy and the average daily rate that this property charges. The occupancy rate works like this. The average month has 30 days. 10% occupancy means the property was booked 3 out of the 30 days. 70% occupancy means the property was booked 21 days out of the 30 days. So That's how you read that. Now that you found profitable Airbnb properties, I want you to click the actual listing on Airbnb, and it will bring you to the actual Airbnb listing itself, a live and active listing. And once you're there, you can scroll all the way down the Airbnb website when you can see the approximate location where the specific property is located. It doesn't get any clearer and easier than this. Now that we know what the property looks like, we know what it earns, and we know where it's located, we simply have to find one that is similar on Zillow. Step 2, go to Zillow.com, and you're going to filter on Zillow for the exact same bedroom and bathroom count as the property that's performing well on Airbnb. You're looking for a property that shares very similar features, similar in condition, inside and out, and similar in location, and in similar size, bed, and bath. Once you have this and you found it, you take the revenue that you can get on Airbnb, divide that by 12, so now you know what you can do monthly, and then you subtract your monthly rent. In this case, we have about $11,000 left over, and this is a phenomenal property, and that $11,000, my friend, could be your profit. And once you've identified this, the next step is to contact the landlord, explain to them that you're interested in renting their property to use as a short-term rental. And once the landlord agrees, you can furnish the property, list it, and repeat the process. Now you might be wondering, why would a landlord actually allow you to rent their property to be used on Airbnb? Or why wouldn't they just do it themselves? It's simple. Landlords just like passive income.
Well, duh.
When you run a short-term rental property, you have to deal with guests. You have to check them in, check them out, making sure that things are clean and maintained. You have to communicate them, and you have to explain where the Wi-Fi codes are, et cetera, et cetera. It's more work than what a landlord would like to do. The second thing is they might not know how to do it. So that's the reason that they don't do it. Now, what I've done with my mentorship program is I've broken into 4 key steps for success. The first one is how to find profitable properties. The second is how to set them up for success. Third is how to manage an entire Airbnb portfolio with less than 5 hours a week of work. Last but not least, how to scale your Airbnb business into a multi-million-dollar business. And for a limited time, I'm offering to work with you directly so you can have the same success that I have. And for the next 12 months, I'll work with you to build your Airbnb portfolio. And we're going to work with you until you generate $10,000 per month in profit on Airbnb. And all you need to do is take action to become successful. Right now, what I want you to do is just stop and think for just one moment. What would your life look like if you're able to make $10,000 a month profit while working between 5 to 10 hours a week? Imagine that. What will your life look like? Now that you've done that, here's an idea of the timeline and how long it would take you to get into your first. Week 1, register your LLC and getting an idea of all the regulations of the market that you're looking into. Week number 2, deal research. We're going through Airbnb and we're going through Zillow to find the most profitable properties that you can get into on the market today. Week number 3, we're spending that time negotiating these deals with landlords and getting them to agree with us to allow us to use their home. Week number 4, this is the fun part. We're staging the property and we're getting it ready for Airbnb. Now, week number 5, we're hopefully taking in bookings and cash flow, making more money than what we pay for rent. This is just a rough guideline, and my fastest students can complete all these steps within a week or 2. That is super fast, and not everybody can complete it at this rate, but it shows you what's possible if you're willing to do the work. Now, if it takes you a couple extra weeks, if it takes you 7 weeks, 8, 9 weeks to do it, that's no big deal, because this is a passive income that will pay you every single day after that. What we're here to do is work at your pace to ensure that you get into a profitable property, and if it takes you a couple extra weeks, don't worry. What we're here for is to guide you and to work at your pace to ensure that you get into profitable properties without stressing out your current schedule. My team and I will work with you one-on-one on whatever schedule you have to help you ensure and reach your goals. Whatever your goals are, whether it's just making $10,000 a month or scaling the business to the moon, my team and I are ready to help you succeed. As a bonus, only for this month and this month only, I'm offering something special. Genuinely, there are only limited spaces available and I can't offer this to everyone. I'm going to guarantee you that you're going to make $10,000 per month over the next 12 months or you don't pay. That's right. You make $10,000 a month in profit or I refund every single penny. To make sure that you achieve this, I'm going to work with you one-on-one to guide you along every step of the way to make sure that you hit your goals. So as long as you take action and you move step by step along with our process, you are guaranteed to make $10,000 a month profit within the next 12 months. If working with me sounds even just a little bit interesting to you, I recommend you schedule a call with me or my team right now, because there's so much to go over and I can't cover everything in this very short video. My team and I, we do things differently here, and on your actual call, we're going to walk through the exact methodology so you understand every step before you commit. We want you to understand every single step that is required for you to generate an Airbnb portfolio that can make you $10,000 a month in profit or more. And then after that, we're also going to go over what it takes to scale this business into the millions. After the call, once you understand everything, and if you want our help to help you implement the methodology, then great. If you don't want our help, no worries. You can still walk away with the knowledge on what it takes to help you build your Airbnb portfolio without having to buy properties. No matter what, you're going to win. There's no risk at all for you to book your call. The only risk is if you keep sitting there and doing nothing. If you do nothing, this year is going to be the same as last year. It's going to be the same next year. And you're going to slave away at your job or living a lifestyle that you're just not happy with. So if you're even just on the fence about thinking whether or not you should book the call, book the call. Don't overthink it. And this is just the first step. And there's absolutely no obligation or pressure for you to join our program at all. This is just a general introduction to give you all the information you need to make an informed decision to do what's right for you and your family. This is the exact same first step that Nick and River took, and now they're making $20,000 a month. It's the exact same step that Stu took and is now making over $5,000 a month with just one property that he just started with. And Todd is making way over $50,000 a month and just currently acquired another property this week. Schedule your call now with the calendar below. This is the first step of changing your life for the better. And once you've done so, I'll see you on the other side. Peace.